give it the beans. Right. So in this review, we're taking out the Honda Rebel 1100. I'm going to change the mode from rain to user, no, sport. Sport is definitely the one that I want to be in. Rain definitely does take out a lot of the power. It definitely is less powerful an option, but let's see what's like. Okay. Woo. Take stock of that for a second there. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's mental. Absolutely mental. Right. Doing clutchless changes there. Absolutely fine. Really strong position of just holding on pressure on the gear lever and then just changing the accelerator. But that was very fast. What I didn't like though was once I got to a certain speed there, it did feel a wee bit wobbly. It didn't feel totally secure there. So I will try that again on this empty road and just see how it goes. Not exactly a 0 to 60, but let's see how this feels. Sport mode, amazing. Right here, anyway. Shut up. Okay, into first. Okay, I'll get it into position actually. So pretty. Petrol. Oh my god. Yeah, in terms of its, I don't know, that feels fine. Oh my god, the accelerator sucks. Right, let's have a quick think about what we've just dealt with here. This bike, power-wise, amazing. 85 horsepower or something, so more powerful than the Triumph Bobber, which has about 78 horsepower, so this is 85, so a good 7 or so extra horses in here. The torque is a little bit less than the Bobber, but barely that you could tell. This is like 98, and I think the Bobber is 105 or something. So in terms of like power differences, very, very similar. Slightly different rev ranges and all that kind of stuff. I think this one likes to rev a little bit higher than the Triumph Bobber, being a kind of a high torque. This one being more higher horsepower. The engine note, or at least the exhaust note from the stock exhaust, is decent. I'm happy with that. Its look, on the other hand, looks not the best. There's definitely ways to make that look better in some sort of way. The whole blacked out look of the bike is quite Batman. You know, that does look pretty damn, so totally murdered out, blacked out. However, then when the exhaust gets this kind of rusted color on it, that slightly takes away from the Dark Knight look. So black, or whatever color of black that they call this, I think that looks a good color for that. The seat is so comfortable. Very happy with the comfort in that. The suspension, again, coming from somebody who's using a Triumph bobber, this seems very squishy, very soft suspension. You know, really easy to bounce it up and down. Could almost make it get some air there. Weight wise, again, it's a little bit lighter than the Triumph bobber, even though it looks like a bigger bike, just because it's got more of it, I suppose. Chain driven as well, but it does have dual shocks at the back, so shock here and shock on the other side instead of the monoshock that you get on the bobber. So maybe that's what it was. So when I got up to high speed there, it did not feel stable at high acceleration and at high speed. In sports. Okay, so that didn't give me any confidence. Instantly did not appreciate that at all. Additionally, there's user modes on this. When you turn it on, down here, hear the pumps all going. We've got in the user modes, I don't know if we can see this, sport, user, rain. Rain seems to be low power, all traction and engine braking, I think. Standard, more power, still a lot of traction control and lots of engine braking, but sport, all power, very little traction. However, just the jerkiness of this, in not necessarily the slow maneuvers, but in the it's so on off, on off, on off. I was really having proper kangaroo petrol. That just like whoa going on. It's certainly in sport mode. If I put it in rain mode, it is like massively under, like it loses power. It's a lower powered bike. So you want to keep it in sport mode, I guess, or you have it, I don't know, but whatever that was, it's either underpowered or it's too jerky, it seems like. Certainly this is from my first impression of it going on there. So yeah, let's hear it again. We'll get it going for another ride and let's see if my impressions have changed at all. So it's such a weak start to it. The starter mode's like there's a little cough. And then it gets going, but let's see. I don't think I'll do any not to 60s again on it, but yeah, just even really sink. I'm 110 kilograms, or yeah, once I've got my rucksack and my clothes on, about 110 kilograms, and I really feel I'll make this bike sink with that. So also let's test out the ABS. Let's give this a little try. Okay, off we go. It does feel weak in its lower rev range. Let's go. Solid front brakes, no complaints on that. Let's do that again. Let's have another little. Yeah, and the ABS kind of started to kick in there. Quite squeaky brakes going on. Might get the lights. Lights just seem to be permanently on. Press for flash. Okay. Yeah, the light. Okay, that's something which is. No, bullets. That's something of interest, is that the light at the front, permanently on, but also two orange lights at the front, permanently on. If I use the indicator, it slightly changes there, but just permanently orange lights on at the front. Don't think I've got that on my other bikes, or any other bikes that I've ever had. Okay, let's give that another go. Yeah. Okay, let's go. And well, as I say, this bike is meant to be a cruiser bike, and in terms of cruising, I can't. Well, James, I cannot cruise because this accelerator or whatever it is so jerky. Right, we have to change mode. No, that's mode. Right, change to user rain standard. Let's see if that changes anything. Yeah, that does change a lot actually, but it doesn't mean power is down, but a lot less. No, it's still really jerky, really on then off, on and off. In terms of just like trying to cruise with it, don't know if I'm really getting that at all. We'll go for a little cruise into the dark clouds. The horn is right next to the indicator as well, which is annoying. Okay, watch out, pigeon. Right, indicators off, helmet down. Mode is far better for less jerkiness. But it does feel like it's got a lot less power. And his engine and his exhaust made me want to rev bomb. We're going to go through a massive underpass here, and let's give it a little rev bomb, see what we think of the sound of it. Doesn't do it for me at all. Like, this is a good sound. This is a nice meaty sound from the engine just now, burbling along at 20 miles an hour in second gear. But trying to keep it as a smooth ride is actually more challenging than I expected. If I put it to sports mode, trying to do smooth riding at 20 miles an hour, let's see how this goes. Avoid the holes. Around into this very technical little road here. Okay, gonna go. In fact, I don't need to indicate left because we're going left. The road goes left. And let's. still get up into here? Yeah, still open. Check out for all the doggers. Doggers. Yeah. Right. Ugh. Okay, into neutral and rear peg down. Okay, some more things to say about it. So next thing to say about it is that I said this seat was very comfortable, and it is, but not for me. So for me, I'm one of the few people that finds the Triumph bobber seat actually comfortable because I'm on my bum bones rather than my tailbone. Here, very comfortable seat, no complaints about that, but my tailbone is getting more of the pressure rather than the bum bones, so my tailbone is actually getting more sore in this seat. But that's purely, I think, a me thing rather than anything else. In terms of the foot pegs, they are quite high up, so I am a little bit clamshelled with my knees, feeling like they are high up from where I'm doing. Something about this front wheel as well. So the brake I'm happy with. The size of the front wheel is, if I'm right, it's bigger than the back wheel. Okay, that's fine, and it's quite a narrow one. It's got a nice small fender here. This radiator really is just plonked on the front. That really looks like an afterthought. They just need to just shove in, but they forgot to actually design into the rest of the bike. Considering how neatly packed, well, I would say neatly packaged, but how packaged all that is. It's a bit mental. What is quite interesting is like the clutch is, the cable comes all the way here, so it goes all the way to the other side. So that's interesting. So clutch by wire, but yeah, I think all clutches are like that, I guess, but I just haven't noticed it on any other bike before. The other thing that is slightly getting on my nerves is the horn is right beside the indicator. So anytime I'm trying to use the indicator, I'm sometimes accidentally pressing the horn going on there. And just the jerkiness of the accelerator, just not digging that jerkiness of this. Yeah, so something about the front wheel, the jerkiness, the power delivery, I guess, is the only way to really describe it. But yeah, effectively, for its price, so again, price wise, it's one of the cheapest. It is like the cheapest cruiser you can get, brand new. It's under 10 grand. It's like 9,000 something. And if you just needed a cruiser to get somewhere, and you're happy to spend another £500–600 on getting a better looking and better sounding exhaust, then this might be it. But yeah, that exhaust really ruins what I think the look of that, like that silhouette, I think looks great. That blackness, that shape, all looks pretty good. The sheer kind of like indents of the tank here, I quite like that as well. But that exhaust, the exhaust looks like an afterthought, and the radiator at the front for a cruiser bike looks like an afterthought as well. And the whole exhaust, it just looks, really doesn't do it that much justice. But yeah, there's quite a few angles where it does look pretty aggressive, like from the front side, looking back the way, that looks pretty cool. But yeah, just got to get that riding sorted. It just doesn't want to play ball. So anyway, let's go for another ride, head back in the sunshine. Okay, keys in, nope, keys now turned on. Lots of things going on there. Gonna keep it in sport mode, see how that goes. Into first. Yeah, good clunkiness of the gear change, you know, totally happy with how well that clunks into gear. Its position as well isn't an issue at all. So like when I put my foot down, the foot peg isn't bashing into my leg at all, so it's not in the way. Same on this side, its kind of position is very much 90 degrees, so I'm not smacking my shin against the foot pegs at all, and it's distance out, so there's no exhaust getting in the way of the actual foot pegs like they were on the Harley Davidson Fat Bob. You could barely press the rear brake on that. But yeah, let's get it going. Yeah, in first. Can we do a figure of eight? We do a figure of eight. And then round the other way. Yeah, I think you could use this for your actual biker's test. But you're so low down, you've got good balance on it. And then all the way around again. Yeah, love it. Okay, let's well, I can hear that fan going already. Okay, down the hill, back over the bridge, back up. But yeah, compared to my old Kawasaki VN 1500, this doesn't quite have the same sound effect. It's certainly got the speed. It's got the speed. But it, oh god, oh kangaroo, James, what's that? It's got the speed, it doesn't have the smoothness, doesn't have the sound, really doesn't have the character. Yeah, you've really got to ride that clutch to get some smooth riding on this. Back the way again. Whoa, kangaroo. That is shocking how it's doing that. Yes, for like this bike, if you're a beginner, a bit like myself, don't have it in sports mode, have it in rain mode only, because at least that way, box changing, settings, rain mode, there's so much less power, so much less jerkiness. Like, yeah, no jerk. Can I even? Yeah, no I can. No, fuck. Jinx. Yeah, no, I can still make myself have kangaroo petrol in rain mode. Wow, that's bad. Right, no, not digging that. Put it back into sport mode. This is too beautiful not to just ride a little bit more into the sunset. Sunset without rainy clouds and a new blanket I can thrash. Oh yeah, baby! Woohoo! Oh, okay, yeah, it's got the juice. It has the juice, and I can give it the beans. Right, where am I going? Slightly lost. Give it some beans. Give it the beans. Beans. need to thrash it. It appreciates being thrashed. Let's give it another gentle helping with some thrashing. Come here, Honda. Oh, it does. There is a wobble. Just how soft the suspension is, I think, when you're changing gear at high speed or accelerating hard. It doesn't. There's something a bit funky. But anyway, let's go. Gear changes in this bike is awesome. Okay. Clutchless gear changes on the Honda 1100 Rebel. Let's go. Like, you do not have time to look at your speedometer. I don't know what I did there. I'm sure I went exactly up to just the speed limit and no more. I'm pretty sure of it. In fact, I'm going to go over that way for a little bit more of a fun ride. Oh, for a little bit of an uphill. This thing seemingly, somebody told me this has wheelie control. I think that's nonsense, but I can see this easily needing some sort of wheelie control facility. This is not the DCT version of the bike, the dual clutch transmission one. This is manual gear changing. I just get the impression that there's too much tech trying to cut in on the actual ride. So the accelerator and clutch, I feel that they're trying to turn off the engine or the power to the engine as soon as you just stop not even before you've actually stopped the pulling on the accelerator. And that's why it's that kind of jerkiness. So I think that an ECU tune is required to smooth this out. So I think this is tuned to be like emissions compliant and efficient and all that crap. But in terms of riding, certainly it's slow speed riding. The tech seems to be taken away from a smooth ride, is what I'm saying. And even when hammering it, there's definitely, you can feel waves of power either coming in or not coming in, or not. Like it doesn't feel like my hand actually has the control over the precise instructions on the bike. So anyway, nice little roundabout here. This could light up a bit more as well, I think. Maybe if I did that. Nope, doesn't seem to be a way to light that up anymore. Yeah, this is dark. This is something that could do with being brightened up, I think. Yeah, I think this bit here saying engine braking certainly has an effect on the kind of accelerator feeling, I think. Anyway. Yeah, I would say the gear changes as well is very good. The downshifting is spot on, absolutely no complaints about that. And again, the amount of power that the amount of power this bike is producing to fling you along is really good, really good. And in terms of value for money, this is a very good value for money bike. If they could just work on that accelerator response, probably just an ECU map, a new exhaust, tart up the radiator at the front as well. Maybe, I don't know, but whatever, for the price, there is a little bit of a feeling of built to a budget for this bike compared to, for example, the Triumph or a Harley. It does feel like there's some bits, but it's just like that, the handlebars just feel a little bit cheaper, the bits just feel a bit cheaper. This whole section here is just a big chunk of plastic there. There's not much finesse to it. And if you're buying a cruiser, you're not necessarily, a cruiser's not a bike you buy to go somewhere. It's a bike you go to ride to feel special. And I don't think this bike is really making me feel special. I'm trying to figure out if it makes me feel cool. Again, at the moment, I'm not feeling cool, not feeling special, not even feeling like a hooligan. I'm just kind of feeling like somebody that's used their money wisely, is probably the best way to describe it. Yes, I have spent my money on exactly the things that help me go places, rather than making me look good, or sound good, or feel special. But yeah, again, the engine, what an engine, like a really good engine. Woo! And if they can sort out that high-speed wobble, which might just be under high stress, high-speed wobble, that would be great, whoever is causing that.